Hello, monkey. Monkey is melting. Help! It's so warm. But we have to continue. Last time we worked on the structure of the tactics, or more like the condition blocks, and now we have to implement it. So one thing we have to do is, this guy needs a function called I'm not sure, but something like get target, get next target or something, or decide on next actions, something like that. And it needs to be abstract, so we can just fire it here. And then the custom tactics one needs to actually implement what it would do, since we could also have a different battle AI thing that's for battles. So what do we call this? Get next actions? Not get is wrong. Process next actions? Decide next actions? Or next action? What's the difference between AI and AI instance? So warm. Wait. They're the same thing. Oh, I made an oopsie. It's not getting used. Side next action. Now does an ability need a target? I would need to probably pipe that through. So we could output the ability class and the target. I don't know what form that would be. Could even make a simpler AI to not implement this. But I think I should already. This needs to be a list. This is wrong. Hey Swift, hello. How are you doing? So in here we have the map, but this thing needs to be an array of arrays. I'm also good. So where is that? This one. Customizable tactics element struct. But now we also need a customizable array struct or something like this. So we can have the array for every single front, and then we have a stack of tactics. How did you find my stream? Are you all deaf too? Figures. And what kind of dev? Indie dev or a specialized part? I see. Okay. Which means this will now fail everywhere. Mostly. Ah, I see. I mean, that's still indie. It's more like the difference between solo and there is no opposite of solo, right? Did you really forget? I think you just didn't have it in your mind. What's the word? Like not a fatal slip, but something similar. Like thinking about the right thing, but saying a different thing. What the why is this still? That makes no sense. This should have been an array. Yeah, okay. Of course. Now it works. Now we can go for each, but this shouldn't be. We need a while loop here. What am I working on? I have a game here where I built a lot of things already. Still prototype. It is a turn-based RPG. And a lot of time has passed since I built the battle system. And while doing many things, I just had the feeling that it doesn't feel fluid enough. It's a turn-based RPG, which makes it very long to go from one round to the other. So I'm trying to fix that. And while I was at it, I just began rewriting everything. And now I am building a new system to make it possible for the player to program its formation, his formation. Like I could show you a little bit. Everything is broken right now. But let's see if I can actually go into the battle itself, even though we cannot battle right now because it is disabled. But as how to say, the gist of it is that I have these formation. Like if I start a fight, you have these formations. Like there are always 3 of these monsters in one side and then 3 on the other side, and they need to do their attacks. So normally they would just do their ability and that's it. But now I make a system where you can tell this thing to know what it should do. In my old system it was just attack until your MP is empty, then do your normal attack. Now I want it to be like if your MP is 50%, then do normal attack. Or if the enemy is has no status effects and you find least amount of HP, poison that Orpling, and so on. So I'm trying to make this a little bit more customizable. It is a little, how to say, confusing to say or to explain something that you never saw before, I guess. But the idea is I'm making it more customizable in the tactics region, instead of always having attack until no MP kind of thing. Yeah, something like that. I mean, let's say it like this. The default logic will be still the same, so you can play the game as simple as just putting your Orplings there and then they just do their attacks. But if you wish, you can customize it. So it is an option, not a forced thing, to make your formation a little bit more perfect than it could be, or that it had been, kind of thing, if you get what I mean. Yeah. Do you play turn-based RPGs, monster collecting games, etc.? Why even a while loop? We could go in an if loop and then just loop it back. Not really. I see. What do you play normally? So this needs to loop through everything until everything is true, kind of. So we break this. Then we have to check the action here, switch. And if it's usability, we have to check if it has enough MP. If not, it's false and we need to go to the next. Excuse me. So how do we get our current MP? And we don't have actual ability stats yet. So I cannot even check. So here are the ability classes. We could find the ability from the front ID by just making it into a string and finding it. And then we need to look into this. How do you get the values of a class again? I forgot. There was something. Oh hey Gargon! I thought your internet was dead. A leak from Valve? Oh, please do tell. I'm expecting the frame to drop soon. Like there should be a reporter's embargo for it until, I thought it was yesterday, but maybe it's until 3 days or something. I don't know. So expecting when that embargo is off, they will announce the thing. But so tell me the leak. Also, thank you for joining while on mobile. For mocking? Is it really that bad, or is it a nothing burger? Is it really that? Yeah, I said it correct. Ah, get class defaults, perfect. That's what I need. Ability info and owning FE. So the owning FE, that can't happen. Ability info, is that already given? So we already have ability classes apparently. I forgot. There's this instance, which is probably the class we would do, which has then this template in it. Yes. So the template would give us the information we need, which is this thing, which is the struct here. So the MP usage is here. Perfect. Just send me the link via Discord or Whisper and Twitch. Oh, wait, that's not a link. So... Ah, is that a video to the thing? Oh, wait. Heck, why are you guys reading our variable names? But that's not an oopsie. Did you mean oopsie? I mean, you're on mobile right now and you probably can't hear me anymore if you are sending a link. So that's an oopsie on me, I guess. That's the usage. We need the temporal one. Oh no, we don't need the temporal one. Sorry, no. This is the correct one. Used MP. And then we need get stat. Like this. Didn't I have a function for calculating it already? Get Orpling stat. Oh. Why does this need to be an Orpling? I mean, fine, with the customizable one, it will probably never be something else, maybe? Huh. But we still have the formation with the crystals, which is not Orplings. Unless I make them Orplings. Oh man, okay. Does this need to be an Orpling? In the latest update to the Dota 2 source code, Valve developers have inserted lines of code that clearly serve to make the search for clues more difficult. Nevertheless, hints of a project codenamed HTML continues to surface. Yeah, but that's not an oopsie. How is that an oopsie? It's clearly their intention to throw off hackers. So I don't see how that is a slip from Valve. Ah, we already have that. Okay, so get FE stat it is. Get FE stat. So now we can just use this. So yeah, that news is a nothing burger. I'm waiting for a frame, not Half-Life X, because that thing is like years old now. So we have the maximum MP, we have the used MP, and we have the needed MP for the ability. So we could go here and then check if the MP is fine. use base attack would always throw true. Do nothing would always throw true. But this thing would need to wait for the other things to happen, I think. We could make a kind of nested functionality here, I guess. Not nested, but just going from one thing to the other. Like these should fire a function, I guess. So, maximum MP minus the used MP. If this is greater or equal the usage costs, then do whatever, else we are false. Else we would need to go to the next. So all of these need to make some kind of true or false thing. Jump down tactics, that's like always true, right? I mean, use base attacks also always. The only thing that is sometimes not true is usability. And when we do the jump down tactics, we need to use the action payload for these two conditions. What do we do when we have a jump down tactics with a target? The target is then used for the conditions, I guess. I feel like my tactic system is very, very sloppy. I'm not sure how to implement it more elegant without losing freedom. Oh well. Okay, so condition. Break this. I guess I need to define condition symbols now. And the condition stat is also very important. Like, fighting entity count is way different than HP count. Oh boy. Be right back. And Maki's back, but why is the music gone? Oh, never mind. So... this needs to be a function, that's for sure. But let's concept a function first. Why did I decide that the symbol should be a string instead of an enum? These only work with HP and MP. So we would need to implement a lot more here, but for now that's fine. Now we also need to find a valid target. Oh god. Does the pre-calculation kill? This might be a problem. I'm muted. Hello, Phil. I thought you would never join today. A movie? Which movie? Die 3 Fragezeichen. I see. All right. I don't know how to make this more readable, but for now the functions make sense, unless of course the pre-calculation process would not work with this if the pre-calculation cannot make them dead in that instance. But I guess it will be able to do that. This is getting very complicated. Anyway, let's continue. Hello, Meta! How are you doing? Hold on. Where are we? Oh. Oh, whoops. It's so stupid that I cannot change the order of these now. Oh, we could maybe do this. So, target is valid. That's the important part. And then we have possible targets depending on what it is. So I guess we have to spit out a target here. Wait, if I have target nothing and an ability, then I can't do anything. The targeting for nothing needs to be deleted. Like, this makes no sense. This is always true. And I have abilities that oh. And maybe this is just a UI thing. But if a target is nothing, what could I even do? Like, what's the check for this? Is it just for condition stuff, maybe? Oh well. I'm melting! Help me! It's so warm. It did rain. Or does it still rain? I don't hear. Wait. Yeah, I can't hear. I'm not sure. So maybe it's a little cooler now outside, so I should maybe open some windows, but maybe after the stream. So... colder than yesterday? Well, I can't feel a difference in my apartment. But I also have no windows open, so... $29 degrees? Huh. So, action. Depending on what action we take, something needs to happen. Then we have the targets where we can check the validity. Also here probably. And then the conditions. And the conditions need the targets. Maybe. Like, whose MP are we even checking? We're just looking for the owning one right now. That's not good. We need a target. A target enum to know which one to look at. And the target fighting entity. Give me a second. All right. So, target enum. fighting entity abstracts. So if you have a target nothing, what do we even check? Also, I think like my condition thing doesn't work that well right now. What kind of conditions can I have? I can probably mix things. It shouldn't be just the target to look at. Like, what if I want to say, if own MP is 50 and there is a target at the enemy that is like 50% HP. That's not possible with this right now. I guess my conditions need a target too. Like this targeting. So let's add that into it, I guess. Condition struct. Symbol string we won't use anymore. Add condition target. Targets enum. And we have to cascade this down. So we don't need these, I guess. So now the any and all don't make sense anymore. Kinda, I guess. Maybe it does make sense. But these can now go away. So if nothing, then some conditions will probably just not work. Because then we probably need conditions specifically for that nothing one. For now we can just go like this, I guess. So left, center, right is the same thing. Probably even different ones. Now we can just go and do this stuff. This can be probably also a function instead. So the target though, that doesn't work. Okay, so single targeting and some stats are implemented now. For an overview, this is fine. So decide next action. Should go in here. And then what? Need like a for loop to go through these. Not a for loop, more like a loop that can abort if any of these conditions are false. So if false, we need to go to the next. How do we do that? Do I do a for each kind of loop with a break? And it only breaks when all conditions are true. Or no. It only stops. Yeah, if all conditions are true, it needs to stop. But it also needs to jump. So I need a custom loop for this. So it needs to be a for loop with a break, but we could also just change the condition for it. Also is the wrong word, but whatever. Okay, for loop. Start with 0, going in here, and last index is the last one from this thing. The problem with this index is it would just... Yeah, we need a while loop instead. And then make our own condition for it. While index is smaller than length. Which means if we have 3 items in here, length is 3, last index needs to be 2. If index is 3 and length is 3, then this is false, so this is fine. So we have to go with local index in here. And then we also need to iterate this thing. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we have here. The while loop is important. This goes here. Then this is important. Here. You might want to make this into a local. We need an option here for choosing like target instead of having this. need omit. And this one we don't care. And this will never happen, because if jump down happens and there is no tactics, then we need to do a default one. So when this thing is empty and got completed, we never returned, and then we have to do something. Maybe this return I don't like, but thing is, I'm implementing this and it is getting very complicated. Is it worth it? We will have to use some kind of UI for this that will limit the user's possibilities, I guess. Right? It needs to limit what is possible, even though the variables have more things to do. Like, we cannot choose target nothing if we have the ability to do something, I guess. If the ability itself... Okay, wait, target nothing. It depends on the ability, yes. So if the ability doesn't need a target, then it should be possible to select. So we are selecting from left to right then. But if we are in a condition and the condition has nothing selected, then we also need to limit what it can test for. Like HP, etc. is not possible anymore. So all that filtering needs to happen from the quote-unquote front end. But in the back end, quote-unquote, everything's possible. We also need to iterate, or this while loop will continue indefinitely. So we need probably a sequence here. So when it does whatever here, it needs to get to this end part. And let's say +1. Excuse me. So in a way this would work. Possible targets need to be set in the ability itself. Can I set something? What is this? Tactic stack not set. Is the ability? No, this is the whatever front we are in. Like if we have here fire, then we also need the ability fire. We don't have abilities right now, but this needs to be named the same. I forgot why I need a string here, but I think it was important. Ah, because we can have multiple abilities. Maybe I can document that. Whatever. So if fire here at the fire formation, then we can do multiple things here. But one of the things is I want to use the ability. The action payloads is not important. Targets any opponent. Condition 1. If HP. This didn't refresh here. Wait, I need to... Fire. Condition stat of HP. I guess symbol could go up instead. If condition of our plane targets smaller than whatever. If targets any smaller than 500, then do the thing, or and MP of self is higher equals 50%, then do this thing. We need also a default thing here now. How do we do default? actions. Okay, let's say none of the tactics work, and we can't set a default tactic, which is usually just try ability if possible is the default, but we could also change it to do nothing, right? So we need like a struct here for the tactic stack. So if you're in this tactic stack, this should be called tactic stack to tactic stack. Front tactics. So for fire, we have the tactic stack here. And then, okay, what type is this? Customizable tactics. Where's the array for it? This thing. And then we also need the default tactic. And this needs to be an enum probably. Try ability if possible. Use yeah, there we have different enums for this. Default tactics. Okay. So first thing would be try ability to center. Try ability to random. Try neutral to center. Try neutral to random. And do nothing. These are the default actions. So try ability to center would be, it tries to focus the center to get to the summoner with the ability. If it has no MP, it just switches to the neutral attack. Or should we also make a default for try ability else neutral kind of thing? Something like this. And then we also have else do nothing. Try ability to random, else do nothing. Try neutral to center. Try neutral to random, or do nothing. These should be the things that are possible. Then when we go here, now we can... oh, this shouldn't be... wait, what? Whoops. Okay. So this thing now has it correctly in there. We do this. It just works. Default tactic, and then yeah. So if we do nothing, it will always try the default tactic here. Try ability to center, else neutral. The problem now is, do I need to add these front tactics to this for this to kick in? Can I set a default tactic for any front? If that default tactic is not set up. I guess the moment you put this Orpling in a front, this map will get filled with that front automatically, and this gets then filled with this being empty, I would say. Or we could, of course, every Orpling could have all fronts already added. Just we have to see. Anyway, that's how it is. So we can get the action type and possible targets, which means now our ability would need a possibility to get these targets, which means probably into the initialize ability. And then we need to pre-calculate what it does. These are not implemented yet. We need warnings for them. Even errors. Where did I put the magnet? Interesting. I forgot where I put it. I cleaned my keyboard today and my wrist rest has these magnet things, and one of the magnets is loose, so I put it to the side, but I forgot where I put it. Now I can't find it anymore, and the rest is now a little more wiggly. What a shame. I mean, I know when I put it to the side, I just don't know where side is. Oh well. Whatever. So ideally, for the usability, this should do the trick. This is checking if the ability has enough MP, else we go to false, which means we go to the next loop with this thing. And if everything is through, we would need to get the default tactics here. Because else we would have jumped out already. So try ability to center, else neutral, which is we are checking for possible MP usage. This. No, local. How did we do that? and so on. How would we do the targeting here? What do we do if the ability is not... Yeah, we need to also check what the ability is. So if ability available, we have to check. Can we? Yeah, we have to do a lot more here. But my brain is fried. I will stop here. We will continue with the tactics and targeting, and maybe also do ability implementations. But yeah, we did a lot. I'm just not sure if I'm doing things that are not good, because this looks very complicated. But I guess this is correct and is actually clean. If something is not clean, then that would be my design, but I designed this in order to have maximum freedom, so I'm not sure. We will have to see. And I'm someone who doesn't shy away from just deleting everything anyway, so let's go the slow way of concepting, I guess, and then solidify it as our implementation. Anyway, Metaphil, thanks for tuning in. All the lurkers, thank you. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, monkey.